Palo Alto Networks Inc. PANW Stock Analysis. Overview and Trend. Palo Alto Networks has experienced a significant downtrend over the past 3 months, declining from a peak of 210.39 on July 29 to a recent low of 165.21 on August 7. The stock closed at 167.06 on August 8, representing a substantial 20.6% drop from its 3-month high. The price action shows a consistent pattern of lower highs and lower lows, characteristic of a strong bearish trend. Particularly sharp declines occurred in late July and early August, with the stock breaking below multiple support levels. The current price remains well below all significant moving averages, confirming the strong downtrend across short, medium, and long-term timeframes. The trend has accelerated recently with increased volatility, indicating intense selling pressure and negative sentiment. Price volume. Volume patterns reveal critical insights into PANW's price movements. The most significant volume spike occurred on July 30 with 42,277,248 shares traded, coinciding with a dramatic price decline from 193.84 to 183.03. This extreme volume spike suggests a major fundamental or technical event triggered heavy institutional selling. Another notable volume spike was seen on July 31 with 29,824,681 shares during further decline to 173.60. Recent trading sessions have shown elevated volume compared to earlier periods, indicating continued distribution. The on-balance volume, OBV, at -47,596,875 confirms persistent selling pressure throughout the period. The Chaikin oscillator at -8,875,355 further validates the negative money flow, suggesting consistent institutional outflows. Volume has generally increased during down days and decreased during minor rebounds, reinforcing the bearish momentum and lack of buyer conviction. Moving averages EMA and SMA. PANW currently trades below all important moving averages, reinforcing the bearish sentiment. The 5-period SMA at 169.63 and EMA at 170.62 are above the current price, providing immediate resistance. The 10-period SMA at 177.60 and EMA at 176.25 are significantly higher, representing short-term resistance. The 20-period SMA at 187.19 and EMA at 183.39 are substantially above the current price, indicating medium-term resistance. Longer-term averages show even greater divergence. The 50-period SMA at 193.78 and EMA at 188.97, and the 200-period SMA at 187.62 and EMA at 187.16. The price being below all these moving averages suggests the downtrend is firmly established across all timeframes. The exponential moving averages are generally below their simple counterparts, reflecting the recent acceleration in selling pressure. The alignment of all moving averages above the price creates a formidable resistance ceiling. Technical indicators by groups. Momentum indicators uniformly signal extremely bearish conditions. The MACD at -7.59 remains well below its signal line at -4.76 with a negative histogram of -2.82, indicating strong and persistent downward momentum. The 14-period RSI at 29.82 places the stock in oversold territory, suggesting potential exhaustion among sellers. The Williams percent range at -95.91 confirms extreme oversold conditions. The stochastic oscillator shows the 15-period K at 6.02 and D at 8.37, both deeply in oversold territory. The commodity channel index at -109.45 further validates the strong downward momentum. Volatility indicators show the average true range at 6.36, reflecting moderate to high volatility. Bollinger Bands display the upper band at 213.23, middle band at 187.19, and lower band at 161.16, with the current price near the lower band suggesting oversold conditions. The parabolic SAR at 195.30 acts as dynamic resistance well above the current price. Trend indicators show ADX at 27.79, indicating a strong trend, while a rune down at 96.00 and a rune up at 68.00 confirm the bearish trend strength. Linear regression. Linear regression analysis confirms the strong downward trajectory in PANW's price movement. The regression line shows a steep negative slope over the 3-month period, with the current price trading significantly below this line. The standard deviation channels have widened considerably during the recent decline, indicating increased volatility and deviation from the mean trend. The regression-based forecast projects continued downward pressure unless a significant reversal pattern emerges. The current price deviation below the regression line is substantial, indicating potential for a mean reversion bounce if selling pressure subsides. However, the strength and consistency of the downtrend suggest any bounce would likely be met with strong resistance. The linear regression analysis supports the view that PANW is in a strong downtrend with no immediate signs of reversal. Next trading day opening forecast. Based on the current technical setup, PANW is likely to open near the previous close of 167.06 with potential for a gap down. The extremely oversold conditions might limit immediate downside, but the lack of reversal signals indicates continued weakness. A gap down toward the 165 to 166 range appears probable, with potential for early selling pressure if the market opens below key psychological levels. The overnight futures market and pre-market indicators will be crucial, but the persistent downtrend suggests bearish sentiment remains dominant. The deeply oversold technical indicators could attract bargain hunters, potentially leading to an early bounce attempt if the market opens significantly lower. However, the overall technical picture suggests any bounce is likely to be met with strong selling pressure at higher levels. Resistance and support analysis and intraday movement styles. PANW faces immediate resistance at the 5-period moving average around 169.63, followed by stronger resistance at the 10-period SMA near 177.60. The psychological 170 level presents significant resistance, as does the recent high around 172.89. On the support side, the recent low at 165.21 provides immediate support, with the next major support around 160 and potentially 155. The current price at 167.06 is approximately 1.6% below the nearest resistance at 169.63 and only 1.1% above the immediate support at 165.21. This proximity to support suggests potential for a test of this level in the near term. Intraday movements are likely to be characterized by sharp drops on high volume followed by weak rebounds, with sellers likely to emerge near resistance levels. The stock may experience increased volatility near key psychological levels, particularly around 165 and 170. The extreme oversold conditions could lead to volatile intraday swings as buyers and sellers battle for control. Intraday high and low values based on ATR 14. With the 14-period average true range, ATR, at 6.36, PANW's expected intraday range is approximately 167.06 plus or minus 6.36. This suggests a potential high around 173.42 and a potential low around 160.70. Given the current downtrend and oversold conditions, the actual movement may be asymmetric, with greater probability of testing the lower end of this range. The stock is likely to experience increased volatility during the first and last hours of trading, with potential for sharp moves on high volume. If the stock opens near current levels, it may initially test resistance around 169 to 170 before facing renewed selling pressure toward the 165 to 166 support zone. The ATR value suggests significant intraday volatility, presenting both risks and opportunities for traders. The deeply oversold conditions could lead to more violent swings if a reversal attempt occurs. Possible scenarios. The most probable scenario for PANW is continued downward pressure with the stock testing the 165.21 support level. A breakdown below this support could accelerate losses toward the 160 psychological level and potentially 155. However, the extremely oversold technical conditions increase the possibility of a short-term bounce.